Well, good morning everybody. We've got a new venue for you today. Myself and Jim's been invited to a club water run by Nelson Angling Association, and that's down in Lancashire, and we're fishing the lower Coldwell Reservoir. So hopefully we can get some good footage for you today, but it's nice to have an invite down by the Angling Association. And what we'll do is we'll get cracking, and we'll see if we can put a few fish in the net for you there. And that's Paul, one of the members and one of the committee members there, into a fish. It's his second fish. So I've crept down the water side here, and as you can see, it's a bit blustery, but we've never been here before. There's a few fish moving, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to approach it the way I would approach these upland reservoirs back at home in Northumberland, and I'm just going to fish the dries to start with, and I'm going to put a daddy on to see if I can pull them up, to be fair, to start with. The daddy's always good to locate fish. It'll if there's any fish in the area, they'll come up and have a look. So we'll start with a daddy. I think Jim started with some beetles just along the bank there. There's a few fish moving, so hopefully we'll get a few, and if the dries don't work, we'll fish subsurface, and we'll fish some wet flies and traditional patterns subsurface and see if we can get a few like that. But we'll persevere with a daddy to start with, and hopefully we'll see if we can put a few in the net for you. So we've just moved round the corner, and we're in a sheltered spot here, and there's quite a few fish on the edge of the ripple, and I'm going to figure eight this daddy just to make a disturbance, because I think we're over shallow water here. See if I can get any interest. There's a fish. Ooh. So I've decided to swap over to the midge tip, and I'm going to fish a couple of wet subsurface. I had quite a few refusals at the daddy, a few chases as you'll see on the footage, but they weren't keen to take it off the top, so I'm going to try subsurface with a couple of wets and see if I can hook up a few fish. But there's quite a few fish in front of us, which is promising, so we'll persevere and we'll see if we can get a couple out for you. So like any upland reservoir, the wets usually work well, so what I'm going to do is now I'm going to pull them back through the wave and see if I can get any interest. There's a fish at the dropper. I'm going to run out of space. I'm going to hang the flies. There we go. Oof, just took it there. Paul's having a cracking morning. Oh, there we go. Just on the bend there. Just hooked up on the bend on the swing there. I was just looking at Paul and it pulled in my hands. There we go. That looks like it's on a black hopper on the dropper. Nice rainbow. And he's off. It's Jim hooking up there. Jim into another one over there.
I like the night touching the top.
Nice fish, Paul. Is that on the point, is it?
Yeah, it's on the back.
on the pheasant tail.
Probably a couple of feet down, I would say.
Looks like a tiger or a Spartic.
Not too sure.
There he comes. Looks like a tiger. It's a cracking tiger and all.
That's a decent fish, that.
That's a beautiful fish. I'll just take the net off you and I'll get a few. Right, cracking tiger. Beautiful fish. I'll hand it back to you there, Paul. I'll let you sort it out. So as you can see, the water line's down a bit. It's actually a drinking source, this reservoir. So they've got the Nelson Angling Club have got 2 reservoirs here. The top one's not currently fished at the minute, but this is a source of drinking water, and they're all filtered into another reservoir lower down. That's why the water's down. But as you can see, it's a cracking place. So as you can see, we've moved again. I've come along the tree line here. As you can see, the water line is down quite a bit. So this reservoir is situated in the West Pennine Hills, Lancashire, and it overlooks Nelson Town. And it's run by Nelson Angling Association. I'll put the details up on the end of the video. You can get a permit by the secretary online, or you can get a permit for one of the local tackle shops. But they've got 2 reservoirs here. This is the lower one. It's 14.5 acre, and it's got rainbow trout in, 2 to 5 pound, tigers, Spartics, and it's also got a head of a few surprises, bigger fish up to 10 pound. But they've got an upper reservoir as well, but that's currently not used for fishing, but that's something that's in the pipeline in the future. It's also got a good head of wild brown trout in here, and there's plenty of fish moving here, as you can see. So anyway, we'll get cracking, and at the end of the video I'll put all the details in for you. They offer day ticket water. It's a day ticket water also, and it's £20 a day. So we'll get cracking, and we'll see if we can show you a bit more of Coldwell. So I've got myself in a cracking little spot here. Just a nice high bank on my right hand side. There's a few trees, and the water's fairly calm. Then we've got the rough water. There's quite a few fish patrolling on the rough water just on the edge of the ripple, and they're obviously having a look at whatever's on the surface. There's a one there. That's in front of it. So it hasn't seen it yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to retrieve it and see if it's still in the zone. Cracking fish, absolute lump. I'll get him sorted and we'll get him back. So that's a cracking rainbow. Eventually got one in the net. There he goes. Mind, the fish I've seen in here caught have been absolutely cracking fish. They get the supply off Dunsup, which is a local fish supplier. I think it's about 40 minutes from here, but the the fish quality they get from Dunsop is absolutely unbelievable. But anyway, we'll crack on and we'll see if we can get a few more there. So it was nice to get one in the net there. That was taken on the fab on the washing line setup. So I've got a 15-foot leader, I've got a fab on the point, a peach fab on the point, and I've got 2 little dial backs on the droppers. And I'm just basically, what I'm doing is I'm hitting the edge of the rough water and just keeping in touch with the line and fishing them subsurface. And that was a nice fish to get on the bend there. So I'm just keeping in touch with the line, then I'm going to fish it back slowly. But it was a cracking fish. There's some cracking fish in here, and hopefully we can get a few more. Oh. There we go. Another one. A nice rainbow to the fab. There's fabs out there. Another cracking clean fish. Just a small one, but they're all welcome. There we go. Well, the temperature's just lifted a bit. The sun's peeping through there, and there's quite a few fish just off this flat calm water, and I've managed to pick another one up on the washing line there. But these fish are subsurface, they're just reacting to subsurface, a little bit of disturbance coming from the fab, and obviously I've picked up 2 in a crack there, so I'll keep going and we'll see if we can get some more. I'm going to pull that, straighten it out a bit, to bring the flies back up in the water. So I've picked up a couple of fish there on the washing line. I've got a little peach fab on the point. It's a size 12 tied short, and I've got a couple of dial backs on the dropper. And I'm just trying to pick up these fish that's feeding subsurface. There's a lot of disturbance on the water, but they're not taking off the top. It's subsurface. So I'm just fishing on the bend and keeping everything tight. And obviously I've picked up a couple of fish there on the fab on the point, but they're just reacting to a disturbance and they're coming and having a look. And obviously that fab on the point's got the foam arse, and it's keeping the fly just subsurface there. There's a fish. There's a fish. Trying to wind us. So, typical. I got a good fish there, and my battery went flat, and also my phone was in the box up the bank. But anyway, I got the fish in, and that's a little peach fab I'm fishing, just a 12 tied short. And I've got that on a 15-foot leader, and I'm just fishing it subsurface on the midge tip, and the fish are coming and having a look, and they're liking it at the minute. So that's 3 in about 10 minutes, so we'll keep going and see if we can get a few more. So I fished it on the swing. I'm just going to fish it back. There's a fish. There's a fish. So I'm fishing the fly on the swing, and I want to get down there 45 degrees. I'm just figure of eighting it, and as soon as I start figure of eighting it, the fish are having a look at it. and obviously with the fab being subsurface, they're engulfing it, and he's off. But that's basically 4 and a crack, so we'll stick at this. But obviously they seem to want it just subsurface, a couple of inches under the surface, and they're reacting to any movement. So we'll keep going. I'm just going to cast it out, straighten it up, and I'm going to let the fly swing, and when I get to there and the tip's dug in, I'll fish it back. Looks like a bluey. Nice little blue trout. We'll get him sorted and we'll get him back. Now we're going to have a change of tactics. I'm going to take the fab off the point and I'm going to replace it with a size 10 daddy. And they've just gone off a little bit. I mean, there's plenty of fish there, but I just want to give them something different to see if it makes a difference. But we're going to go with the daddy on the point and just fish exactly the same way and see if we can put a few more fish in the net. Looks like a tiger or a Spartic. Spartic, I think. Nice fish. Yeah, it's a Spartic. Spartic there. Some nice colours. Taking on an olive dial back on the dropper. There he goes. Looks like a bluey. So we've just come round the other side and we're going to fish our way around this side. I've had a couple of takes on the dry, picked the dry rod up, and I've had a couple of casts. I missed one, and a couple of casts later I've hooked up on a daddy, and I was just figure of 8ing it, and it looks like another bluey. So I'm just keeping it simple. I've just got one fly on for the wind, and I've got 11 10-foot leader. It's quite windy, so I'm just fishing it fairly short, the leader. There it is, a nice bluey. Nice bluey. We'll get him sorted and we'll get him back. So there we have it. Nice little bluey. Off he goes. So as you can see, it's quite a strong westerly. Obviously you can see the water levels down. There's a platform here. You can see where the height's usually up to there. It's a disabled platform. So I'm just fishing the daddy short here. I'm going to get it to here and I'm just going to fish it back, and hopefully we'll hook something subsurface. There we go. There's another one to the daddy. Nice little rainbow. goes. So I'm not fishing far out, I'm just fishing the ledge, just the drop off. Just short line. There's a lot of fish looking at stuff on the surface, and there seem to be better takers off the top in the wind as well. So when I was over the other side earlier on and you had to work at it, they wanted to fly subsurface, but they seem to be taking it nice and high off the water here, so a bit more confident in the wind. You don't need to be far out because all the fish are patrolling. Obviously the water level's down anyway, so we're probably just fishing just where the gradually level starts to level out here. Run your rod length out. I'm just keeping it nice and simple. Then we'll lift it off. Then we'll start again and we'll fish it round. If I had more line out, I'll be retrieving it back. But I haven't got enough line out, I'm just fishing short. So I'll fish it short, and I'll start again, and I'll gradually get further and further out. That's a better fish. That was such a sip off the top. As you notice, when I hook my fish I like to kneel down and I keep everything nice and smooth. I don't like to stand up high, bouncing the rod. I like to get down low and keep everything nice and smooth. And plus I'm fishing over shallow water and a drop off, so I don't want to spook the fish when it's coming in. Strong fish, mate. Oh, there we go. Spat the fly out. Battery went flat, so I just quickly swapped it over there. There we are, tiger. Get him back, he's in cracking condition. He's obviously been nosing on the bottom of the stones. He's got a little sore on his nose, but he's in cracking condition. I think they were put in, the tigers were put in last September. But the cracking fish, off he goes there. Well, I just need the elusive brown trout, and that's the full swoop. I've had Spartic, tiger, blue, rainbows, perch. I just need the brown trout to make a show, and that's the full house. Got some cracking fish in here, and it's still only dinner time. Jim's got one there. Well, here we are. We've changed location and we're fishing a shallow bay called the Neck End. So you can see we've got the main bowl up there. There's Jim on the point. He's just had a fish before. Fished away all the way around, to be honest. A few fish moving in here. This is the shallow end. Looks nice. There's a few olives hatching, so we'll see if the fish take them, and we'll probably look to fish an olive imitation. But we've fished the daddy all the way down the windward bank, and we picked up quite a few fish, so we'll try it in here, then see if we can get some out. fish. Another one to the daddy. An absolute belt of a fish. Off he goes. There he goes. So I'm just fishing a daddy. Shortened my lead as I said before. 9 foot lead, I just shortened it down. I'm punching the daddy out into the wind and I'm just fishing it back, and the fish are coming smashing through the wave and then taking it. So totally different fishing this afternoon, but obviously the temperature's warmed up. This morning though I wanted subsurface, anything subsurface, but this afternoon they're really on it, so we'll keep going. We'll see if we can get some more for you. I'm just taking up the slack as it's drifting back towards us. And I'm fishing it back about a rod length out. 2 false casts. Get it back out there. So I'm fishing downwind into a shallow corner, and the fish are absolutely nailing it. I'm just fishing the daddy back to us, and this is the 3rd one I've hooked up on in probably 10 minutes. There's a fair wind on, but it's quite a warm westerly there, so there's plenty of fish to be had. It's just a little bit uncomfortable sometimes, so like I say, I've shortened my leader 9 foot and I'm fishing across the wind and fishing it back to us. But I'm in really shallow water, so I'm just trying to keep everything nice and simple and keeping down nice and low when I'm playing the fish. Like I say, I think it's a foot of water in front of us here, but the fish are just feeding off the dirty water. There's a bit of a dirty scrum line on the air water, and the fish are feeding up and down that. I'm just trying to keep everything nice and smooth when I'm playing the fish, because I don't want to go on berserk because I'll end up losing it. But these are these look like they're overwintered fish. These are bars of silver. Riding the wave there. Oh, there's a nice one. There's bars of silver. There's a daddy in there. Absolute bars of silver. Nice clean fish. Nice clean fish. Off he goes. Here we've got Jack, and he's hooked up on a daddy long legs. That's a lovely overwintered one. There we've got
rainbow. It's got a very bluey dark top to it.
There we go. It's a lovely bar of silver on a daddy long legs. There you go, Jack.
Thank you.
Well done.
Charlie.
I'll hold the rod for you.
Thank you.
There you go. And off he goes. Nice one. That's a nice fish. It's an old one. There he goes. Off he goes there. Let's zoom into one. Looks a nice fish. Olive bloodworm, I think. It's on the beetle. So I've just put a beetle on and I'm just fishing the flat water just on the edge of the ripple. And I think about 5 minutes and I had one. Nice little sipper. Nice clean rainbow, like a bar silver. Lovely pink stripe through it. Anyway, we'll get the beetle out and we'll get it put back. Another nice Coldwell rainbow there. Off he goes. Tiger. Tiger on a beetle. It's just sipping off the weed here. A lovely little tiger. Lovely little tiger. There he goes. Nice little tiger. Oh.
We didn't have that one on video, did we?
It's on video. It's in the net though. It's in the net, lads. Nice to finish on a fish. And we go. Well, it's time to call it a day. We've had a cracking day's fishing here at the lower Coldwell Reservoir in Lancashire, not far from Burnley. As I said earlier, the fishery is run by Nelson Angling Association, which is a local club. It's apparently, I've been talking to some of the locals, and apparently it's about 100-year-old. But it's a cracking syndicate they've got here. And also they sell a day ticket as well of £20 a day. And I think the season ticket's only £180. But as you can see from the footage, there's plenty of fish. We've had plenty of fish spread out around the reservoir. But it's been nice to have a chat with some of the locals and share a few fishing stories. But I look forward to coming back. I'll certainly be back. We've had plenty of fish, dry flies, nymphs on the washing line, and we've had quite a few on the fab. And Jim's also picked fish up on the the olive worm as well. But all in all, it's been a cracking day's fishing. Nice to fish a new venue, and it's nice to come to a nice club run venue as well, and it's much appreciated for the invitation. So anyway, thanks very much for watching everybody, and we'll see you in the next one.